So you might seen about the module pool right here. Okay. Shobit, now you are able to hear me, right?
Hello, Kishore.
Yeah, Shobit, are you able to hear me now?
I'm not able to hear.
Prasanna, Jayanti, are you able to hear me at least?
Yes, sir. Able to hear.
Yeah, Shobit, can you rejoin? Yeah. So you might seen about the module pool, right? Module pool is collection of screens, flow logic, menu bars. It is similar to the screens which we are regularly using SE38, SE11. So those are only developed by the module pool concept, okay, by the SAP. Now we are also creating a new customized application which is not part of the SAP standard software, okay. If client want to create new application, then we will use this concept and we will implement. So what are all required while implementing the SAP screen? So example, I'll go to SE38 here. So what are all things are available here? If you see in the top, we have a menu bar. This is a menu bar. System help is common, but remaining or dynamic is specific to the screen. Standard toolbars we have to create. This is the full screen, right? SAP. Standard toolbar, title bar we have to create, application toolbar we have to create, and this layout we have to design. This input, program input, this F4 option, this create button, display, change, this radio buttons, headings, all we need to create. This together we call as a module pool all together. Okay. So in this, how can we create data we are going to discuss? Okay. How we can create, how this is working first, structure of the dialog program. First, it will be calling through transaction. In transaction, we have number of screens, right? You see here in SE38, this is the first screen. If I click on create something, this is first screen. If I click on create, this is second screen, right? Number of screens, 100 screen, 200. Then if I click on, if I provide something and if I select here executable program, if I click on save, it will ask the pop-up about the package. This is the reference screen again. If I provide the package, that then it will ask the transport. That is reference screen. So total 4 screens are coming. It depends on the transaction code. In SE38, we are just so 4 screen. Finally, if you click on transport, then it will go to the editor. That is the 5th screen. And once you click on activate and execute, selection screen will come. Then again output will come. So this is the flow of the screens, right? Number of screens, but all are running in SE38 only, right? That is the structure of the dialog program: 100, 200, 300. In between every transaction, some code will be executed in the form of modules. So modules are similar to subroutines. Okay. You can see a process flow of dialog program. Okay. When we open the first screen here, 100 is there. Before 100, after normally in this, when there is a screen before and after screen, 2 events will call. Process PBO means process before output. PA means process after input. And same for other screen also, PBO and PA. The last screen also PBO is there, PA. Once all these 3 steps done, finally when you click on save, data will save in the database. Similar to here also, we are doing 4-5 steps. Finally, we create this report. Once you click on activate, enroll, then it will store in the database, right? That is the final step. Here you need to understand PBO and PA events, okay? So what are the components there in the previous thing? Transaction code, SC38 example I'm taking. Screens, we have 4-5 screens we have to design. Then GUI status. GUI status means in interactive report we discuss menu bar, title bar, application toolbar, all together comes under GUI status. Then ABAP program, we have to create program. Program will be linked to transaction code and screen flow logic. Okay, so if we have the screen now, yes, number of screens, there is a flow 100 to 200, 200, 300. We have to build logic. How can we navigate from one screen to another screens? And we have to create a dyne pros. Dyne pros means in technically it's a screens only. Okay, we have to implement those. Screen flow logic, then dyne pros, ABAP module. Modules means you have mentioned in between 100 and 200. We wanted to create additional validations, additional blocks of code, then we need to create in the form of modules. All we need to create. And yeah, so when it comes to the screen, okay, for this screen, while creating, we have to create in the screen layout. In screen layout, we have 4 options: attributes, element list, flow logic, layout designer. In layout designer, we will build the screen buttons, this radio button, checkboxes and all. Transaction code is required to call the module pull. Without transaction code, we can't execute. If you see, this is a report, we can execute. Here we have F8 option. I'll open in the previous ALU hierarchy. I can execute because it's a executable report. But if I create module pull, if I execute, it will not execute. It will show the program type is M. This program type is, what is the program type? 1 here, executable. Now we are going to create module pull. Module pull type is M. If you remember, I was shown in the data element level. Type M and 1. If I click on F1, you can see a technical. Execute program is M1. Okay, module pull is M. M is a type. We have the fixed values, right? In data element, domain level. There, these values are maintained. 1 M1. Okay. M type can't execute directly. We should have transaction code. So screens can be designed using 51 also. And next we have to create GUI status, menu bar, toolbar, application toolbar, and all can be created through SC41 transaction, or all together we can create in SC80 also. Screens, menus, and everything we can create. ABAP program, it should be type M program, and we can handle all the screens, call screens, 100 to 200, 200, 300. We are using call screen as a keyboard to call the screen number from one screen to another. Okay, all can be maintained there. Events, we have 4 types of events in module pull: process before, process after input. These 2 are calling before execution of screen. Before PO will work, after PA will work. POH and POV we are using for F1 help and F4 help, similar to classical report. If you wanted to attach anything, we are using that. And then table control, this is the last one. This is the thing we are going to discuss now. Table control 1. Okay, so table controls are used to display large quantity of data in tables, like screen elements. They are defined in screen painter with the table control. You can display input and output fields, radio button, checkboxes, yeah, this is repeated. Radio button, checkboxes, and push buttons we can display. Okay, I'll show some standard transaction, how this table control is designed by the SAP. Similarly, we are going to implement. Okay. You can see here, I'll just open one transaction. So not this one. Yes. So I just opened works 10 transaction. This is the transaction where we are creating plant information. Okay. You can see this is the table control. See, the number of transactions are available. number of columns, sorry, not transactions, columns are available. Right?
Which code, which transaction code you used, sir, now?
Just use an reference purpose. This is standard transaction, which is part of module, OX10. Okay. So not only OX10, number of transactions, like I'll open one more transaction, OVXJN. Yeah. This is OVXJN. This is assigned sales office to sales groups. We can see here also we have a table control. Table control means we are displaying table data. If you remember SM30, we have, no, that is a table control. If I open SM30 also, any table here, if you select, I'm just opening one of the standard view. Okay, if I click on maintain, I can see this is a table control. Not only this one, if I open our student table also, that will be displaying the table control. ZZ20 underscore student, right? This is also table control now. So, but we didn't create this table control that time. Whenever you click on TMG concept, code is generated automatically in this format. Now we are going to create this table control using module build concept. Understood the difference?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. So this was created from the TMG. Now I'm going to create same thing for we can use this table or any table, and we can create the table control concept. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm doing, I'm just going through SC80. So SC80 having all the options, we can create everything from there. Okay. Here we have to select the program. Module pool comes under program only. I'm using MPP. Okay. Again, a student table only for better understand. TCTRL table control. Okay. We don't have any create option in SC80. SC80 is the basic ABAP development workbench. We can create everything from here. We don't need to go to even SC38, SC37, SC11. We can create everything here. Okay, so how can we do that? So for this report, we don't have any create option. You don't need to do anything. You just click on display. If it is there, it will display. Otherwise, it will ask us to create. Program does not exist. Create the object. Yes. Click on S. You can see. Please ask. So basically, while creating module programming, we are declaring everything in the top include. In the modulation also, we created top include, right? Like it's not a top include. We use underscore DL for declaration, underscore UA for user interface. In ALV report also, we use that options. Okay. Similarly, module pool, many developments we follow to create, we create a top include. Okay. So if you select this, this will 100%, this will act as a module pool. That is the one default thing we can remember. Okay. Okay, click on continue. Top include name we have to provide. That is why I copied. I just mention underscore top. Okay, this will create as an include. So program title we have to create. Okay, you can see here module pool is populated automatically. You can click on save. Save in the package. Save in the transport. Our transport is different. Okay, 241. This is for top include. 2 times it will ask because we have 2 objects, right? This is for include. That you can see here. Include is generated. Main program also generated. So whenever you activate this report, you have to activate main report. Don't activate individually. When you shall activate main report, it will be showing all the objects, all pending inactive objects. Okay, it's done. Now we have to implement this. I just double click on main report. We can declare in the top include, or we can declare in the main report also. Declarations can be happen anyway. Okay. So what I'm going to do that first I'll create one screen. Right click. Basically, we have to create the screen in SC51. However, we can create here, create screen. You can see all options are program, subroutine, screen, GS, state, include, variant. Okay, class we can create, interface also we can create. Okay, I'm just creating GS status, GUI title, all related things we can create. Create screen. I'm creating 100 screen number 100. So this is the input screen for SC51 basically. Okay, you can see screen description. So initial screen and screen type, we are going with normal screen. Subscreens are different. We can see in purchase orders and all there we have subscreens. Model dialog box means that just now we got the package and the transport, those all comes under model dialog box. And this is attributes tab. Okay. And then elements tab. We saw that in the model pool we have four things here where it is. Yeah, you can see components of screen is 4 attributes, element list, layout designer, flow logic. You can see attributes, element list, flow logic. Here we have the layout designer. These are only 4 components in screen level. Okay. Element list, as of now, it will not update anything because we didn't create any screen layout. Flow logic always will come to events, process before output, which is a PBO, process after input, which is a process, a PA event. Okay. So we need to enable first this one, enable both. But first we need to create this status. Double click and create S. So create in the main report only. We are creating small control, table control. Click on S. Yeah. So every time in the status model, this too will create. So set PF status. Have you remember where we use this? Do you remember, guys?
Yes, sir. Subscreen, I think.
Set PF status we use in interactive report for vendor when we create the vendor details. There we implemented EKKO, EKPO buttons and all. So that time we created this. Okay. Second mention STU1. Title also STU. We need to create this. Double click on this STU name. It will ask the GS status create. Yes. Okay, if you remember this, we created menu bar, application toolbar, function case. Function case, you wanted back, cancel, exit. Application toolbar, if you wanted, if we can add the buttons. All the buttons will come in this position. Okay, we're not going to use anything. Back, cancel, exit. Only those 3 are using as of now for this first screen. Okay, click on save. Save, check, activate. If you activate individually, all other open objects also will come in a pop-up. So that is why we better to use always right click and activate the full pop. You can see screen is added. Now GUI state is also added, STU1. Okay, if you go back, now title bar we need to create. Once you double click on create, here GUI title also will add. Double click and create. Whatever we added in the title bar, that will come in this title bar. Okay. After the execution of the report. See here, GUI title is added. Okay, this is not all or not activate. Okay. So as of now, what we did only status module. Okay, you can see it is started as a module similar to subroutines. Now we need to create user command. Okay. So what are the function codes we added in the report? 3 function codes we added in the GUI status. What are all those? Case IUCOM is a system variable which will capture the system user commands. Okay. When back we added 3 things, right? Back we added, cancel we added, okay, exit also we added. Or we can write new when, or we can also write here or exit. Write in single line also. When there is a back, we need to leave the program. Leave program, and cancel and exit also we wanted to leave program. When others also, I'm just using the leave program. As of now, we are in the first screen. We just need to leave the program. Pretty printers check and activate.
Kishore, I have a small doubt. Hello.
Yeah, Shobit.
Uh, I have a doubt that in real world, how often you get a chance to work on these things? Like it is regularly you get these things, or very rare cases?
Module poll, it's regularly we will not get. We will regularly
Okay.
will get reports, BDCs, BAPIs, those concepts will get.
Okay. Okay.
But at least for each project, at least 5 to 10 developments are there in module pool. 5 to 10 is means for per developer, maybe one time they might get or they might not get because of the team. If the team
Like
having 40, 45 members, then they will not
it
get it.
yeah, it is like you're designing config thing, right? Like for example, OBY6, such kind of like any config like
And this is
thing,
not the
right? Yeah.
config. This is a custom report. It's similar to see report. Initially demo I have mentioned we have 2 types of reports in SAP. One is report transactions or module pool transactions. So reports we discussed till now. Now we are discussing module pool. Reports we are going to discuss after this session also, but we have only 2 types, either module pool programming or report programming. Report programming having selection screen and output screen. Module pool programming having multiple screens. It's not input and output. It's a flow of basically we are creating application, single application. SC38 is one application. FA12 is one application. FA01 is one application. FTXP is one application, right? There are a number of screens when we open.
And can you give any real-time example? What exactly you?
Now let me complete this, then you will get to know what we are doing. Okay. So we just click on save, check. Okay, no errors as of now. We implemented status module and user command. So now what is the next? We need to implement layout. Okay, let's just click on layout. Okay, so this is the screen painter. Okay, I'm just creating student report based on the location I wanted to display all the students who are there from the database. Or we can take any purchasing report based on the vendors. Vendor is input, and then we need to display. Okay, so I'm just creating the box here. I just took it from this icon. I just drag it. Okay, so here name is box 1. Text is student report. Here I added the text. Okay, you can see it is coming in the title. Then I have to create some input for location. I can use the text. Here you can write. So this is a name is for object point of view, but text is for visibility point of view. Okay, we can write text student location. Okay, this is a text. Now we need to add input output. You can see this one, input and output field. You can take this one, paste it here. Okay, so this is how to create technical name. I'm just writing global variable location. So text, we don't need to write any text. This is input output box, only name is required. Next, here you can see push button is there. I wanted to add one push button search. Okay, button 1, text is search. Okay, so this is basic view in the top. If you want to see the detailed view, you can double click. You can see this properties box will come. So right side, you can see the properties box. This can be moved, but yeah, you can see it. Button 1 we added. If the icon is still showing anything, still showing in the rose color, okay, so something is missing in the properties. I can see this is missing. Since it is a button, we have to add the code. So for this back, exit, and all, we added text, right? Similarly, we have to add the function code for search also. I'm just adding a CAR. This is a function code. If you click on enter, it's here, color is gone. You can see here format is a conversion, search, reference field, parameters, set and get parameters, program wise, we have either input or output. We can disable. If you want only input, you can make it. If you want only output, we can make it. Okay, we can add the icon for search button, right? Select this one. Here we can search the icon. You can see icon search. Add this icon. You can see icon is added. Okay. So that position, line, column, length, visible length. This is a positions. Okay, function codes we have. Let's close this. This is an input screen. We can say initial screen. If you wanted to adjust, just drag it. Automatically will come. Okay. Okay. Done. I just click on save, check, activate. So once you activated, you have to go to that back screen. Here on pop-up will come. You have to continue this. Here, once you continue, click on flow logic in the pop-up. Yeah, you can see it is activated. Okay. Here, right click on the report, activate everything, whatever is pending. The overall thing is activated now. If you wanted to see that, we can't able to execute this report because it's a module pull type M. If you see, if we try to execute, it is showing, please choose as executable object. This is not executable object. How can we execute this? We can execute through transaction code. I'm just creating transaction. Here the transaction type. We saw the two types of transaction. Now we are going to see third one. The student MPP we can write. Okay, so this is dialog transaction. First one, program with screen. Okay, continue. ZS MPP. What is the program name we created? Z20 we created. MPP student TCTRL. What is the first screen we have to give? 100 is the first screen. This option will not come in the parameter transaction report transaction. Only in module pool will come this screen number. And this is common. We have to select all. Just click on save. Save on the package and transport. This is for transaction code. Okay. Now see, transaction also added here. We can execute this. Are you able to see this screen?
Yes, Kishore.
Yeah. We added search button. We added student report heading. We added this label, student location. Here we added input button. I wanted to read Bangalore locations. If I click on search, nothing is coming because I didn't write any code. We implemented only first screen. We have to implement remaining screens. We added the new function code, right, as a search. So in this screen, if you go in the user command, we have to add that logic also. After clicking search, what it's supposed to do. Okay. Here we have to write when search SER. Right, this is the function code we added. Whenever you click on search button on the first screen, it should call the second screen. Call screen. That is a keyword we discussed, right? Call screen 200. You see in the document. You can see in program call screen. So the screen sequence in the standard using the call screen. We should connect other screens by using the call screen keyword. Okay. So call screen is a keyword to call 200. Here 200 we mentioned, but to have we created 200 screen here, we didn't create it. We have to create. Double click. Click on S. Click on S. See again 200 screen, attributes, element list, flow, logic, layout. So basic information only. You can go to the flow logic. We have again modules here, two modules. Every screen is different. Every screen buttons are independent. So we have to create again here. Menu bar and all. Titles and all we have to create. Okay. In the main report, we already did for first screen. ST2. Here also I'm just adding back cancel exit. Okay, once you click on continue, here again we'll get menu bar, standard toolbar I'm using. Back, cancel, exit. Okay, click on save and then activate. This is the second screen. I'm not going to create third screen. Once you click on back, it should come in the 100 screen. And title bar also. Okay, click on save, check. Then activate. Okay. Then we have to create user command. select the I'm doing main report, but if it is a complex application, better to create new include. Okay. Yes, save come. That will capture the system user fix. Okay, when back, you have to write leave to screen 100. When there is a cancel, leave to screen 0. Okay, 0 means initial screen. Others means leave program. Cancel or exit. Okay. Just click on check and then activate. Okay, second screen logic also implemented, basic logic. You still need to create more logic. So now second layout we have to implement. Just click go back. This is the main report initially what are it. So this is the main report. Okay, model pool means it's a main report. You can see previous report also there. 100 screen models also there. Here status also there. Okay, we are implementing code in main report. Models there in this screen level. Okay, we have to implement layout. Some issue with the layout. You need to log in and log on. Okay, so this is the old editor. Okay, we got that pop-up. No? Similarly, we should get new pop-up. Let me log out and log in. As of now, I'll just activated whatever we did. Okay. We have to go to SCAT. So 200 screen we have to implement. What's the layout of 200 screen? Yeah, so this is a layout. If you get that kind of error, previous error, you can log out and log in. Okay, I'll get this. Click on change. So all these editable. Okay, so here you can see table control with visa table control options. Okay, I can take this table control option. I'm just creating here. Yeah, you can see table control is generated. Now we have to extract the fields, columns. Okay, so for that we have to declare some code. I just go back to the flow logic. Go back to the main report. There's a main report. We can also create top include, or we can also create here. I'm just creating in the main report only. Okay, I'm just creating one structure. Type begin of TY final and end of TY final. In between, creating one mark from C. Including the structure here, table here. Okay, so this will act as a new structure. So begin of end of will define the structure. In this structure, table is there. Along with table, I'm just adding one more field. Okay, and just creating the internal table and work here for this, because we have to use this in the structure level, output second screen level. Okay, so this is for internal table and work area, but we have to create in the first screen also we added one parameter, right? For the input GV location we added type, and student table we have one field called student address now, so that we can refer here. I think yes address only. We'll see whether it is correct or not here. Okay, it's correct, yes address only. And one more declaration is we have to declare table control here for the second screen. This is very important. This in interview point of view, this will ask. We have to start with controls keyword. And I'm just creating one object named TABL and CTAR similar to variable. Okay, and keyword is type table view using. We have to mention the screen number, which screen we are displaying. 200 screen. So this is a syntax. You can create any name. This name we have to assign to that box which is generated. So this should be declared in the global level. Okay, same name you should use everywhere. Okay, name should not change. Okay, so this is a declaration. I'll go back to the 200 screen. TABL CTRL. Okay, that we need to assign here. So this is the type you need to assign here. TABL. You can write small also. Small will not take here. It will be in the caps only. There small, no problem. But spelling mistake should not be there. It will generate the dumps. Okay, so name is assigned. Now we have to pass the variables, so columns and all. Okay, you can extract from here. You can see we have dictionary and program fields. Dictionary means if you give the table name, it will capture from there. Otherwise, get from the program. I can see in program we have SYST, SYST, SYST. This all I was mentioned. System variables, SIU name, SIU TM, size abas. Those are system variables which are active in each and every program. That is the way these both are generated. But we wanted that our structure, which is not coming here. So just activate as of now whatever we implement. Because of not active, it might not able to identify that. Okay. So just let me activate this. So what are the changes we did? All are should be in active state. This is in editable mode. Just click on display. Then you try to activate. Nothing should be in the edit mode when you're activating in module pool or function model, function groups. So go to 200 screen, layout, click on change. Now it should come. Yeah, you can see we got all the parameters and table control. So work area final table control. This is table control having some structure. Okay, we are not going to use this, but programmatically we will use this fixed column lines, current line and all. But variable base GV location, this we are using for this is first screen variable. Now we are going to use all this work area final. Okay, so just click on continue. We just leave it here. I can see it is generated. What is this? Okay, we have to add one settings here. So just and double click on this table control, properties will come here. You just select resizing vertical, horizontal, separator vertical and horizontal. Okay. And we have to assign selection field is work area underscore final underscore mark. We created one additional field in the structure along with the student table. Mark field we added. You can see now it mark field is another. So when you are selecting line, this mark will be selected as a X, as a checkbox, something similar to like that. Okay. See all horizontal vertical lines because of resizing separator it is coming. Understood, guys? Now here we have the first one is mark. Again, mark is not mark is additionally it is coming. I'll just put it back. You can select, remove this one. We don't need. Additionally selected. Okay, we just start with client, then student number, student name, address, age, department, phone number, year, and fees. Now we have to create headings for everything. Okay, just take this text, double click. First, apply this text.
Kishore,
Yes, show it. Okay, so we just started.
how those fields are mapped here, like client, all those things you showed, right?
Yeah, we declared now. We declared just now. I declare in the code level, right? In this main, it will not open because this pop-up, if we are capturing from here, right? This work area we declared, na? Work area final, there we created a structure, right? In the main program.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, we created the main program with the structure TY final. There we added a mark type equal to C mark, and we added include type as we included the table into the structure, right? So that will act as a structure, or we can mention individual field also instead of include type. So that will increase the size of the program. That is why I use include type keyword. We sign the list type group. Now there they include main 0, main 1. In field catalog, we saw that include type how they were using. Similarly, we can use here include type. Now these are all the fields in the work here final. Mark is there, client, serial number, name. So when you select this, automatically this will be copied into the table controls. I just drag and dropped it. Okay. Now these are all the fields. Headings I just added. Now we need to first select this. This we can say txt1. We can write txt1. Title should be client. Okay. It will not increase. We have to adjust then. Okay, client. Next, if you are not aware, click here. We can say student number. You can go here. This is text 2. Name should be unique. So you can write here. Student number. Okay, and third one is name. It's a text 3. Name. Okay, then address. This is text 4. Address. Okay. Next one is age. This is text 5. Age. Then department. Text 6 is the name. Okay. Not on, this is summary of parameters. We can double click. You'll get full name. Here also we can do. This is text 7, right? Okay. Yeah, text 7. Here also we can write. What is this field? Phone. Okay. You can write here. Phone. Next one is here, text 8. You can write detail. We also can, this is summary. Just these two are important. That is why we can do directly here. Here. Okay. Next text 9. sheets. Yeah. So we added all the headings. We need to click on save. Okay. Just we need to activate. When you activate it, you'll get one pop-up here. It's not getting up. Can close. This is not required. It's taking time to load. Both are updating. It's edited. It's not working. Okay. Let me log in. We have to activate. We'll try to activate here. Okay. So the field text one is not assigned in the loop. Okay. Some issue with this. We have to write some code. We can ignore this part. I just close. It is saved as of now. So now apply the pretty printer. We have parameters and all. You can see if all are loaded. You can see text 1, 2. This is 3, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 text and work area fields also. This is the elements. Okay, one table control is there. All can be seen import export parameters. Okay. We can also see the properties here. What is the property we provided for these variables and all. Okay. Let's try to activate this. So while activating, we are getting some errors that the field text is not in the loop and all. So we have to actually, when we are displaying table controls is displaying for multiple table entries, right? It is not for single entry. The table control, in the table control, we have number of rows. There we are displaying number of entries. So the data will come from first screen. Okay. In the first screen, first will populate the values. If you go user command, we are calling 200 screen. Before calling 200 screen, just writing select query, select start from student table into table IT underscore student, where student address equal to GV location. Okay. So GV location is the input for 100 screen. The screen we created there, we have one input, right? Student location. The background we assign GV location for that parameter input and export parameter in the screen layout. So whatever you provided, Bangalore, Hyderabad, that will store here, and we are reading data IT underscore student. Now data is there in IT student that we have to loop. Okay, we have to loop to display data in 200 screen. Okay. So we need to go to 200 screen. So here, before process output, process after input, in both places we have to do the loop. Okay. Here we have to loop that IT final. One second. 100 screen. This is a 200 screen. Here we write student. It's not a student. We already created the internal table called IT final. So in IT final, when you are reading this, okay, so there is additional field which is not there in the table. What is that additional field we created? Did you remember that? If you go to the structure in the main report, so we created this additional field. Is this part of the table, student table?
No.
That is not part of student table. That we created for table control purpose. To select the row, in table control left side, one icons part of button is generated. That is purpose we created mark. But this is not part of table. But when you use IT final is include student table and mark also. Okay, that time we should not directly write into table. So we have to write into corresponding fields. So this we discuss in normalization. So if the structure having limited fields and we need to read only related fields from the table, we need to use corresponding fields. Okay. So no error. Now go to the 200 screen. So now data will be there in internal table IT loop, IT final loop at IT final into only what we are writing into work area final.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah. So we can also add in loop also we can write where conditions, some indexes also we can write only particular values we can transfer. So I'm using with controls additionally. What is the table control name? CTRL. That is the variable we discuss. We declare there. Okay. And we can also write additionally cursor. In this table control,
Sir, it's IT final, sir. If final you mentioned.
yeah, IT file. Okay. In cursor, you might see in the table control having multiple fields when we load that fields from the program, when we design the table control screen and all. Okay. In there, we might see number of fields. Na? And in that, one of the field we are using now, field name is current line. Okay. Using this, we are looping. We are not doing anything. We are just looping because how this table control is generated with work here it is generated, but data is there in internal table. We have to loop. We have to transfer the data into work area for each and every line. Okay. So when you loop the data automatically, it will display in the loop format line by line. In the even classical report, we use loop at right, and for display we are using write. Here write is not required, but in 200 screen we are using table control. Each field is referred with work area. Now here data is there internal table. We are pushing into work area in each line into table control for every line. Cursor position on the every line. So one record will come to work area and that will be displayed. After display also, if you wanted to do some operations, we need to look same thing in the after process after input as well. Loop at IT final. Here we don't need to push into work area. I'm just looping this. Okay. I'm just creating new model. So here we discuss now if you wanted to add anything, we can create number of models. Basic models are processed before output, process after input. However, we can add additional modules separately and we can also call that. I'm just creating one module called update table control. So I can double click, create this module. Within the loop, we are updating that. Click on S. Okay. So if you remember in internal table of operations, we have one keyword called modify to update the internal table. Modify IT final. From which data we need to update. Internal table can be modified using the work area final. And we have to mention which line we're updating. When you're looping, every loop having some separate unique number, side topics we can use, or if it is in the table control, now we are in table control, we can use table control current line. Using this, we are updating. I'll let you know why we are updating this. After process after input means after providing some inputs or after displaying something, if you wanted to update, we are using that. Let's say current underscore line. Yeah. Click on save. Let's go back. So here is activate the full report.
So table control is used to select the rows and columns at a time, sir.
No, it is not like that. Not specific to the table control is to display the content, not like a report. In the single screen, we can add the entries, delete the entries for the table control, like a table format. In report, if you display something on the in the output screen, we can't able to add entries and all. But in table control, you can display the content, you can add the entries, you can delete the entries. You can also update the entries.
Okay. What about mark keyword, sir?
That is the main. That will help us to which line we're updating. That will give that. Even modify we wrote for that only. I'll show in the debug mode how it is working. Mark is a very important field that will indicate that which line we are updating, which line we are deleting, which line we inserted. Okay. That is the purpose we added.
Okay.
This will give the line selection. Okay. Now let's go on to the decode execution. The searching. No entries came. This is the second screen. It is here. Right? No entries. So first we'll open the table. Do we have entries or not? Well, first of all, we have to check that. Yes, we have 4 entries, Bangalore and Hyderabad. Okay. Now I'm just giving here Bangalore search. Are you able to see those 2 entries now here?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, it is displaying both entries here. Okay, if you go back and give Hyderabad, if you click on search, 3 and 4 also come. Basically, client is primary key, student number also primary key. We should not edit. This should not be editable mode. See, you can remove. Write anything characters also. Okay, so we need to make it this 2 fields should not be editable. Okay, where we can do this option, go to the layout, we can go layout, we can do there, or we can do an element list also. Both options I'll show. Client normally asking, they'll ask us to create new application, but in application fee of the field should be gray out, but data should be updated in that field. So we need to make sure that the field should not be editable. That should be non-editable always. So that scenario, we have to go to this. Okay, so select this client. And now you select, properties will come. Just click on change. Again, double click, properties will come. If you go here, program tab, you can see input, output, both are selected, right? Checkbox. I don't want to make it as input. You can remove. You see here, client is gray out, the whole column. Okay, and student number also I wanted to make. You can remove this. I'll show for student number in different version. We don't need to go to the screen as well. In the initial screen only we can do that. Yeah. So all elements are part of this element list. Are you able to see this text 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 work here? Every field is there, right? For client, we already removed in the properties. Now student number you can remove here. This column indicates input option. You can remove here student number. So that will be gray out automatically. So only output will come, but we will not able to edit. But remaining fields we can edit if you want. Understood? Let me show you that how output is coming now. Yeah. So execute this transaction. Hyderabad. Click on search. Are you able to see these two columns are non-editable?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, these two gray out. We can edit remaining. Now I wanted to add some button in this screen to update these entries. Okay. So to add the button means we can add the buttons in application toolbar, or we can add the button in the body of the screen as well. In this position also we can add. So let's try to add it here. So buttons can be added in the layout only. Go to 200, layout designer. First of all, we'll move this table control to the left corner. I just click on change. Yeah, it is editable. I can drag it this to left corner. Okay. We moved full left corner. We don't have a space here. You can add the buttons here. Update and delete, two buttons. Okay, update. Can write here button 1. In this screen, this is the button 1. We don't have any other buttons. And next heading is update. Here function code is UPDA. UPDA means update. And in text, you can see in this button, no space before and after. I wanted to give the space. We can enter here some space. Not underscore, that is a space. It's here. Now update before and after, we got some space. If you want to add the icon, you can add the icon here. Search for update. Next. We don't have any update button. Change button we can use. Pencil button. Icon edit, we can use this. Okay. So this is the mark field. If you see here, this we are selecting line, now that will come as a mark. See, update is added. Now next, this one we wanted to add as a button 2. This we wanted to add as a delete. Okay, icon you can take it here only. Just for delete. Icon remove. Okay. Yes. Okay, now a little bit left to this. Okay, 2 buttons we added. It is showing still rose color. Why? Because we didn't give the function code. So you can write function code as a DLE. Here we provide the function code. Close, save, check, activate. Okay. So function codes we added. Now we have to implement the logic for function codes, right?
Kishore, where we can find these set of function codes? Like
No, that is your wish. It's you can write anything, 4 letters.
anything?
Anything, anything.
Okay, I thought it is like a function module.
No. It's a function code. For this back cancel exit, that is fixed. Okay, because we got the direct icons in application toolbar. But this is all body of the function code. You can write anything. That is why even in set PF status, I use STU1, STU2. We can write any name. There we don't have any.
Okay.
Okay, now we added two function codes. Now we have to implement the logic in user command. User command means you come, whatever the user clicks will come user command. So we added two buttons, right? What are those two buttons? When UPDA we added update,
and delete.
Delete.
DL. So we have to write the logic for these two function codes. Okay. So what will happen whenever we write the logic, that particular line will update, or when you delete, that line will be deleted. Okay. We have very bad network. Okay. Save. So UPDA means it depends on the internal table. Hello.
Yeah, you're disconnected, kicked out of a meeting.
Maybe due to network, I think. Yeah. So we have to do this update. Update is under. So we have to update the code using the internal table, because after displaying also data will be there in internal table only. We are getting all these updated entries in internal table. We are capturing that line mark also. So based on the mark only we have to do the code update now. So whatever selected fields we need to update. How can we know that selected fields? Based on the mark field. Okay. So already we have the data in the loop. Again, it's not working. Okay, you can write loop IT, loop at IT final into work area final. Okay, where we can write the where condition where mark equal to X means selected fields and loop. Okay. So what I'm doing again, I'm just checking. We read the data with mark field. Even if condition, if work area final having both student fields and additional mark also, mark equals to X. Both should be satisfied. Loop also should be with mark. After loop, internally also we have to write condition. Mark should be selected. Selected means X. If it is selected, I'm just updating the student table using update command. In DML statements, we use select as of now. Now we'll see how update statement we can write. Hello.
Sir,
Not sure happening.
anything issue?
Your voice also like breaking. I'm not able to hear properly, Kishore.
This network
Maybe
also
you're
going.
having network issue.
They're doing everything on the weekend. At least I sort of need to close this. Second screen. So in user command, here loop we have to do. I think that code is not saved. To put IT final into, is it visible, guys?
Yes.
Where we have to write where condition where mark equal to X. Okay, this should be in single quote. Just closing the loop. Okay. So inside the loop, if we read the data with mark field, I'm just again checking whether this work the final having actual mark or not. If one mark equals to X. Okay, close end if. So two validations we are doing before updating the data. If both are success, then I'm updating update. Okay, so we have to update the table. Z20 student. We have to set the fields. What are the fields we have in the table? Let me open the table. S11. Yeah, so these are the fields. Name equal to, we have to write work area final underscore name. So we are setting each and every field. Okay. Basically, what is a field? S name, it's not a name. S address equal to work area final. S address. Next, SH equals to work area final. SH. And S department, DPRT, right? Work area final. So from where this work area will come? This work coming from table control. Same field only. After we enter the data, this update will work when I click on that field. Okay. Same work area we are pushing to table as well. S here. Final S here. SV. Area final SV. Okay. So that is for setting the fields, but we should have where condition. Okay, for which variable we have to say? Where student number equals to work area final student number. Where condition is mandatory for even update as well. Okay, so immediately I'm just writing if size of RC equals to 0, message student data updated successfully. Type, we can write any kind of message, success message, information. Don't write any error message. Okay, so this is for update. Similarly, we can do for delete also. Okay, so delete can be happen only for single record at a time, right? Not for multiple records.
Spelling missed.
Yes, sorry.
Size of buses. As you mentioned as
Yeah. So delete, what I'm doing, I'm just reading the table. I'm not looping because I'm just restricted to single field. Read table, ID underscore final. This also is part of internal table operations. For care final, where with the key mark equals to X. Okay, if it is size sub C, and if, and inside we are writing delete from Z20 student. Okay, where student number equals to what care student number. Okay, final. Again, if write one more size of RC, This is for message. Type information message. Okay, this if condition close, this if condition also close. Everything is done. Okay, it is set the pretty printer, save. So activate will be the full report, activate the whole report. So there are two objects are there to activate. Some errors are there. We'll see what are the errors. Or career final doesn't have name. Okay, this is student name. So I can check this report. We can check the syntax also, the whole report using check and syntax. If any errors is there across our report, it will throw all the errors and all here. Okay. This is also activated. Now we can check the transaction. Execute. I'm just giving Bangalore, such two fields. Instead of Arjun Kumar, this Arjun Kumar, I'm writing Rajesh. Okay. So if I click on update, what it's supposed to do? We should update this entry. Then nothing is performing. Just click on start. Why it is not performing? Do you have any idea? So we have to select this record because we have the mark field, right? We are using in update also where mark equal to X we mention. If the line is not selected, the condition will fail. Now if I click on update, so debugging we started, right? We can see in the debug. This IT final will be update. We can see in IT final, we have two entries. Are you able to say these two entries?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, this mark is having X here for the first. I think Rajesh we selected mark as X. Is this selected? No. X will not come normally. So we have to capture this Excel in this loop. If we go inside module, see in this loop, I'm capturing this current line. Okay. Here we will be capturing that X. If I execute that modify, it's not captured. Okay, this is second line. This work here we can see. Okay, you can see this work here having X, right, for second row. So this X we are pushing to internal table because in internal table we have that two entries without X. Now second work here having X that we need to update in the internal table by looping, by using modify. If once I execute this, modify is done. And if you go and check internal table, X is updated. So this X is X we are using for update and delete now after this. Okay, F5. Now see here, it will go to the module user command. Here you can see what is the SAP GUI. I click on UPDA button. That is why it is captured UPDA. And here we are updating. We are looping the entry. One record is there. That is why it went inside. What is that entry? That is for Rajesh entry. You can see here student name is Rajesh. This will update. F5 mark also done because mark also equal to X. Now it will update query. Update also size of us is 0. Now it will show this message. Is here student data updated successfully. Okay, if I go back and come, you can see Rajesh is display. If I click this, if I click on delete, student record deleted successfully. I didn't put the breakpoint. So, but record is still, it is showing. We have to refresh that. Refresh code I'll show next time. Okay, now you can see it is not showing.